And the police state ends with me. We made it one more day. Now, I was reading an article and watching yet another video of police murdering a United States citizen. It becomes tiring and oh so repetitive to see these murders. I'm not talking about a justified shooting. I'm talking about caught on dash cam video that the police released. I'm talking about the police not knowing that this was being videoed and a person threw it up on YouTube. Yet another one of them, they're just daily or every other day at least, of police murdering citizens in the United States. And it's beyond tiring. So I read this comment to this news report. Quote, "I've almost become numb to horrendous videos like these." Folks, we can't allow this. Like we already have. We can't allow this to become the norm, where police murdering United States citizens is so common that we become comfortably numb to it. Desensitized to these blatant breaches of human and civil rights and our Constitution. We can't allow all of our other civil and human rights to go on hold while we simply beg our government and police state to stop murdering us. I've done a video on that. This is something that absolutely is happening. Justifying some strange mental justification that because murder is so awful, all the other civil rights violations seem okay. So the reality is by the police and the government murdering our citizens, that they have essentially, with media's help, because the media is only concerned about if it bleeds, it leads, and because it happens so often, that they're just not concerned about other civil and human rights violations. They just are concerned about the murders, and those don't even get justice. I mean, nothing happens, right? Virtually never. Even when, I read an article the other day, even when a police officer is caught on video murdering a citizen, and it's obvious to the entire world, they're still held accountable, even disciplined in their own department, let alone a criminal charge and going to jail. They're disciplined or charged less than 1% of the time. When they're caught on video murdering a citizen. I mean, that's just a complete and total utter police state, where the people can see it and they know it. And the government just allows it to continue. And the police are the lethal arm of the government. I also read another comment, and I'm not going to be able to quote it because I didn't write it down, but it was something to the essence of, there's so many people that say they don't trust the government, but yet they support the police, even when they're lying, even when they're murdering people. Are you not grasping that the police are government? The police are the lethal arm of the government. They are the piece of the government that contacts most citizens in the United States every day. All these demands for papers and contacts and demand, who are you, what are you doing, you look suspicious walking down the street. Stupid things like that. The police are the government, folks. How in the world do you play this fascist game of, well, I don't trust the government, but I love the police? So much that I even trust them when they're lying. Wake up, folks. I'm not saying to dislike our government. I love our country. I love our Constitution and our civil rights that are written on paper that we don't have anymore, that we need to get back. And I'm definitely not saying that you should not trust someone or not trust the government or the police if you don't have a valid reason to. One of the things that shows emotional intelligence is the ability to know when you're being lied to and when you're not. To not run off on some tangent and say everyone can't be trusted or everyone can be trusted. To judge a situation by objective means and make a decision if the person is lying to you or if they are not, based on objective facts. And so, I don't trust the government, but I trust the police is not objective. They are the lethal arm of the government. Look at objective facts, folks. We know we are in a police state now. Based on everything we see and all the reports, we know it. And I'm not standing for all of our other civil and human rights to go on hold while we beg the government and the police state to stop murdering us. That's not acceptable. I'm not racing to the bottom. I'm not just going to fight for stop murdering us. That's bull. All of our civil rights matter. You lying, test-a-lying police officers, and especially the Bartlesville police officers that think they can get away with it, probably will in the short term, but no. People are going to start standing up. Today is December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. We remember how so many in our country have fought and died for the United States of America, for our Constitution, for our civil and human rights. We cannot allow our own police to ignore those rights. What good does it do to fight and die for our country if we do not even have civil and human rights and a constitution in our own country because local police departments over the entire United States ignore our rights? And don't just ignore them, purposely, knowingly, intentionally breach them. There's videos on YouTube, many. This is not a one-time event where police are actually making fun of the Constitution. I mean, actually making fun of the Constitution as they're fraudulently arresting and detaining people. They're saying, oh, what are you, a Constitution? That Constitution doesn't mean anything. Our local ordinance says I can do this. I arrest people all the time. I demand papers all the time. Just because they do it, they're saying that the Constitution doesn't apply. These people are fascists. These people are outside of the color of... They're using the color of law to break the law and breach the Constitution. Pearl Harbor Day, folks. Too many good people have died for this country and our Constitution and our civil rights and what we stand for and what we represent to the entire world and every citizen in this country. That Constitution, our civil and human rights. Too many people have died for these cretins like the Bartlesville police to ignore those rights all those people died for. It's shameful. They should be embarrassed. They should apologize to every vet that's ever died, their family, their friends. People died and fought for those rights. Only for our own police to create a police state that's the worst in the entire world. Don't pretend. It's not even as bad as North Korea, folks. We are worse than North Korea. Don't pretend that North Korea is worse than us, or that Russia's worse than us, or that Germany's worse than us, or was under Nazi Germany, or fascist rule in Italy under Mussolini was worse than we are. We are today, per capita, police kill more of our citizens, and we are the largest police state in the history of the world. It is sickening. And the fact that some people still say we're not, ignoring objective fact, is just, it's brainwashed. It's propagandized. Oh, I hate the government. I love the police, even when they're lying. How can you possibly not realize that they are the lethal arm of the government that contacts more citizens every day than any other form of government? How can you not realize that? Wake up! So please don't become comfortably numb to this police state as it marches forward, as police departments like the Bartlesville Police trample our civil and human rights and laugh at our Constitution and supposed democracy. Say no to the police state. No, no more. The police state ends with me. Pearl Harbor Day, folks. Too many people have died for this Constitution, these civil and human rights, to allow these corrupt police, and especially the Bartlesville police, to run rampant like cowards over our civil, human rights, and Constitution. No more. And with that said, I'll see you tomorrow.